Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Michael Wilby Show, episode number 33. I'm your host, Michael Wilby. Tonight, the Hamilton Tiger Cats staged the biggest comeback in the history of the franchise, winning 37-31 over the Edmonton Eskimos. They came back from a 31-6 deficit. Let it know it was a 24-6 first half deficit, and the Edmonton Eskimos ran down the field, scored the opening drive touchdown. It was 31-6, and then Edmonton really much stopped playing football, really. And the Hamilton Tiger Cats prevailed. They came right back. They scored 31 unanswered points to win the game 37-31. Jeremiah Masoli was largely ineffective in the first half once again. He has been playing less than inspired football as of late since the opening day masterpiece that he delivered at Columbia Toronto's Beano Field against the Argonauts. Boy, did Masoli play like a god. He played like a god tonight. In the second half, 23 consecutive completions, which is the all-time record in the CFL in a single game. He played mistake-free football for pretty much the entire game. 391 yards, like I said, passing. 391 yards passing. And the Tiger Cats go on to the break at a 3-2 record. Could have easily put 2-3. The defense of the Hamilton Tiger Cats was god-awful, albeit the offense was not really that strong after the opening drive in the first quarter, which gave them the lead. So the defense stepped up to the plate after giving up the opening drive touchdown in the second half. And Mike Riley was really not the same after the second half opening drive. He was clicking on all cylinders. Bowman and Walker of the Eskimos receiving corps, they destroyed Travis Lee and Quinton Pointo, John Steele Jr. went down with the injury. That, my friends, was a really scary injury. Hopefully he will be okay, but it's highly unlikely he will be playing again this season because of the temperament of the injury. But nevertheless, the Hamilton Tiger Cats prevailed. The biggest comeback in the history. Down 31-6 early in the third quarter, they scored 31 unanswered points to win the game 37-31. Obviously, the biggest play of the game was really Jeremiah Masoli in the second half and his incredible godlike performance. That's all I can say about that. That was a pleasure to watch. However, that was, I'm referring you guys, the Tiger Cat fans, the ones to watch. You witnessed a Jeremiah Masoli's masterful performance in the second half. Godlike performance, I should say. I was literally out of my living room after witnessing the Eskimo touchdown in the second half. And I thought to myself, I said, the Tiger Cats are done. They're literally done. They're going to buy with a big question mark. Who is going to start in Winnipeg? Is it going to be the returning Zach Collaros or whoever plays as a backup? Because at that point I thought Masoli was literally to submit his unemployment line. But as it turns out, Masoli played a game of his life in the second half. Still, altogether, he relatively played a pretty strong game, I should say. despite the fact that he was a little bit largely ineffective, but he didn't turn the ball over. So that's all I can say about Jeremiah Masoli. But that doesn't make me a firm believer that Jeremiah Masoli is a solid quarterback. This is a one great game. He has two great games overall. The rest he has been playing god awful. So still, to a large degree, Jeremiah Masoli has played subpar. But I would give him a hell lot of credit, especially with Ken Austin to handle Jeremiah Masoli like a champ. We all know Ken Austin and his crew. It's the philosophy is the next man up, and is sticking to the guys that he firmly believes he can count on to win ball games. Quite frankly, he really had sights on keeping Jeremiah Masoli in the game, even though he was playing largely ineffective in the first half. So, all our credit is due to Jeremiah Masoli. The final score, Hamilton 37, Edmonton 31, the largest comeback win in the history of the Hamilton Ticats, a storied and famed history of the Hamilton Ticats. Ticats up 3-2. And I think they are 2 points clear behind the Ottawa Redblacks, who lost in a valiant fashion to Saskatchewan the previous night. They are no longer undefeated. They have lost Trevor Harris. Who knows how long he will be out. That remains to be seen. But if I was the Ottawa Redblacks, I would be hoping that either A, Henry Boyce returns, or B, Trevor Harris, who is an very early favorite to win MOP, other than Chris Williams. Hopefully, Harris or Boyce will come back. But that remains to be seen. Until that time, I still think Ottawa does have what it takes. They were very screwed in the impromptu penalty call, which was not on Chris Williams. The interference call by a defender of Saskatchewan on Chris Williams. That's all I can say about that. And congratulations to Saskatchewan for getting their win. But there's still a long way to go. Apologies to the fan behind me. I'm sitting in my room right now, talking to you guys. But lastly, the Hamilton Bulldogs have announced that Cole Ceci, who is the goaltender of the Ancaster Avalanche from last season, the man who put on an 80-save performance in one game against the St. Catharines team. Apparently, the Hamilton Bulldogs have received a commitment from Cole Ceci, the goaltender. We wish him nothing but the best. That will give the Hamilton Bulldogs 4 goaltenders to go and compete for the 2 valuable spots in the training camp. I still think, at the end of the day, Connor Hicks is the on-man favorite. And I do believe Caden Fulcher does still have a chance to crack in the roster and become the number 2 goaltender. Well, not in on number 1. We'll see how long Connor Hicks will be in the Detroit camp, presumably. From what I heard, that Connor Hicks looks really, really good. So, best of luck to him. When the time comes, I think Hicks is the number 1 man in Hamilton, with Fulcher at number 2, and I think Ceci will start out once again in potential, but only time will tell. We should still see a really good training camp. Still a minimal amount of spots to be filled. The Hamilton Bulldogs had returning players are like a majority of the team that you saw last year. They are back, and they are primed to make a run in the playoffs. And I will cover for you guys on paper on Last Word on Sports potentially. If not, I will probably do it on my personal blog. So make sure you tune into that. The Steel City Express on my blog, michaelwilloughby.org. That is michaelwilloughby.org. I will surely post a blog entry very, very soon within the next coming days. I should say few days to be exact. This concludes the Michael Willoughby Show, episode number 33. I'll see you next time. Until then, I'm Michael Willoughby. Bye for now.